Good morning, boys and girls. It's that time of year again. It's time to clean the panels. It's blowing pretty hard today. It's a beautiful day though. You can see the nice blue sky. I could be out, in the boat, but gotta do this instead. So I just want to run you through real quick before we do this again. I have my counter-rotating brush assembly from J. Rostine something. I can't ever pronounce it. And we have our extension pole from Amazon. I'll link everything in the description below. And we have the solar panels. They're a little dewy this morning. Sorry about the wind if you're picking that up. I cleaned this corner of this one. We have iron in our water, as you can see here, and it gets on here and it gives it that blue tinge. So I had to clean all that off the other day, but a bunch of bird droppings right here. They're still wet. It's hard to tell. They're really nasty. I'll get down here in the sun, kind of give you a little visual. That's kind of give you an idea if it's even coming out. Anyways, this stuff is really hard. Like, you can rub your finger on it and it moves a little bit, but this is why I clean the panels. I know there's a lot of discussion about whether you do it or not. I do this every year, at least once a year. We're in West Central Florida on the coast, and the pollen and stuff is just terrible. So they get coated. This stuff turns into concrete. Like, if you were to leave this, because like right now it's a little wet, so you can scrape it off with your finger. But as soon as it dries from the sun, it is rock hard. And then you compound that year after year and you get a bunch of mess on your panels and your efficiency goes down. Not to mention they look terrible. These face the road behind me. We clean from the top down, and I go side to side on each panel row column this way. I go side to side. What I usually do is break it up. I'll do like the top two all the way across because they're the hardest. It's hard to tell right now, but this end of the panels, the ground is lower. The panels are level, but the ground drops off, and as you go up, it's the ground is high here, so it's easier to reach the top panels on this side. So, not to mention these are already in the sun. I'll go ahead and get these cleaned off first. Sun's coming up this way from the east. Yeah, got my little Ryobi pressure washer sitting there ready to go. Like I said, I got my hose out here, got the water. Only thing left is to quit lollygagging and do it. Got my Advil taken. Shoulders barking already, but we're gonna get it done. Yeah, so I'll set you guys up with a time lapse. If you have panels, just do it. I know it's hard, especially if they're on the roof, but we've had these 5 years now, and I can't imagine like 5 years worth of that year after year after year. And the rain, what they tell you, the rain does not clean them off. We've had 2 fronts come through and it's poured, I mean buckets, and they're still like you see it today. No change, not at all. Well, that sun's marching across. They're starting to dry out now. Anyway, all right, I'll set you up on a time lapse. Thanks for watching, and I'll bring you back when we're done. we're back, or this is future me. I know earlier when I did the preamble, it was dark, everything was wet, it was a little hard to tell what was clean and what was dirty. So now I have done the top of the panels. I've done the top 3 rows up here, and I just have the bottom 3 left. These I've already done the whole column, but this will kind of give you a better idea. I might put this in, but these are completely clean. These are right here, and then the next 3 are dirty. So that kind of give you an idea of where we're at. It's a job. It's not too bad. Here's a close-up of the tool we're using. Careful here. They're very soft. You don't ever want to use anything that's, you know, hard or abrasive on your panels. But these are water driven. They're driven off the pressure of the pressure washer. That's why they say don't go crazy with the pressure. There's on the website, it tells you what maximum pressure washer to use. I think it's 500 psi, and that's not rated as the pressure washer. That's rated here. And if you're going to do these or use this, get you a pressure gauge and take your rating here at the head, because once you factor in, you know, 20-some feet of this hose and another 25-50 feet of that hose, your pressure is going to drop, especially with these little bitty, like I showed you I was using. I'm using a little Roby unit, but that's the difference. It's not too bad. Oh man, the top ones are the hardest. I just saw some stripes I missed, and they're pretty evident. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but this one, second from the top, about 1/3 of the way up, I missed one, and right next to it there's a little swath, and then right next to that one there's a little bit. Ugh. It's very hard doing these. I know other people with ground mounts, theirs is a little different. This one is actually built up on a berm. So, you know, I'm standing down here and I'm looking, you know, I'm looking like this up the panel. So it's very hard to tell where your head is this way. I'm not looking at it like this where I can see the head is moving around up and down. So on these it's very easy to miss a strip, even though I'm very careful and I do minimal overlap. Like on these panels, you know, the head, the buffing head or the cleaning head covers about one of these, one square. And so when I pressure wash and I start at the top of them, you know, I'll start and I'll do one square, and then up at the top ones, I'll just come over like, you know, 10%. The ones down here towards the bottom, you know, I'll do like a 50% overlap. I'll do here. And that way I make sure I'm cleaning. I have a 50% overlap on every square tile. Poopy. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. All on the same row of panels too. I must have been daydreaming or something. Swung a little low or something. That's strange. Yep. Anyway. Those are fine. No, right up at the top of that one, there's a strip. Crap. Yeah, there's one little bit on that one. Dang it. Slacking. Anyway, as you can tell, it's not a hard project, but sometimes it's a pain because after it dries, you have to redo, go back and fix. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. So anywho, the bottom ones are no problem. The lower ones, you don't mess up. You don't miss it because you're looking at it, not up it. Yeah, and you can see how long this pole is. You know, the biggest thing with these is, you know, you got to take it easy because you've got what, 30 feet or so of pole sticking out there, and it'll start waving on you. Like if you load this thing up and you start pulling it, once you reach the center, you're not going to stop it. It's going to go on, and it'll fly off the end of the panels, or fly, you know, halfway into the next one. So you can't torque them too hard, because you'll just make a mess. So anyway, that's the difference. I'll hold you up a little bit, but that's why I clean them right there. Completely different panels. I mean, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but nice and clean, and that. All right, back to the time lapse. All right, so that's it. We're done. They're all clean. Even I went back and fixed all the ones up at the top that were problems. It is now 10:30. Started at 8:30, so that's a 2-hour job. So yeah, I do that usually twice a year. It's not too bad. If you have a normal array ground mount, it's probably a little bit easier. If you have a ground mount that's only, you know, the two panels, usually they're like 2 panels tall, and a lot of times they're configured this way instead of horizontal. It's just how I configured this one. It's not too bad when you're doing it. Yep. Anyway, that's it for the semi-annual, biannual solar cleaning thing. So if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I appreciate you watching. Not sure where I'll post this. I'm going to post it on my main channel or the Nature Coast Energy channel. I think I've been putting these on Nature Coast Energy, but I might break it out and put it on another channel. But yep, that's what's involved with cleaning your panels. So if you have solar, get out there and clean your panels. They look better and they produce more power. Thanks for watching.